Hello, welcome back to Salty Sunshine where we shoot the salt. How you doing, Mama?
I'm doing good. How are you, Bree? Back from another trip, Miss Jet
Yeah,
Setter?
lots of trips. Lots and lots of trips.
Oh my gosh. So you went to San Diego?
I went to San Diego for a wedding. It was nice. The rehearsal dinner was at a winery. And yeah, it was nice.
Yeah. How was the weather? Chilly?
It was a little chilly at night.
Okay.
But then I came back here and it's hot. So that's nice.
So when you take these trips, you don't get a lot of content in, correct?
Right. That's why I'm a little behind on some stuff, but
Unacceptable. You got to take it wherever you go. Oh my God. Remember last week when we talked about the hurricane aftermath and that person on the boat that they called him Lieutenant Dan?
mm-hmm.
Jeez Louise is all I have to say. Oh my
More stuff
God.
came out about him?
No. Well, yeah, a bunch of stuff, but he, if, you're gonna laugh. So I posted a clip of our episode talking about like the drama, and I posted it on Twitter or X, and he saw it, and he ripped us a new butthole. When I tell you what he said, so rude.
What?
Stop it. So at first I thought it was like a bot account. You know, there's all these accounts. And first of all, I never saw the message because it was like hidden. Like some messages, like if they're not nice, like they kind of hide it and then you have to click to view it. So he's like, you dumb bitchs. You don't know what you're talking about. All that's a lie, whatever. So I went to the page and I looked down and it's all negative stuff. He's like talking crap about his daughters that he hasn't seen in over 10 years. He's like, they're just a bunch of clout chasing bitches. Like he's really
Oh,
nasty. No, he's nasty. Like, so I reported him and X came back to me saying that they took care of it. I don't even know what that means. But like a day or two later, he got arrested.
oh, what are you
He got-
arrested for?
so all that happened with the money and the GoFundMe and the nice guy and whatever. And then that other guy, another guy, like, I don't know if he's a rapper, if he's in the media. Some guy came and inserted himself to get clout, I'm sure. And Check Chaser, some guy. I don't know if you'll know who he is, but he's been recording him all this stuff because the guy's on live all day long. Like the guy wants to be an influencer, like both everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So he's on there, and apparently the boat was unregistered. He doesn't have ID, and he has a bunch of warrants out for his arrest. Like he has a long rap sheet,
Yeah.
right? So I guess because of that, I don't know, something to do along that line, he got arrested. And then that guy was trying to bail him out, which I think he did at this point. I don't really care. I just was laughing because it was so funny.
I can't believe he noticed our video or
Well,
our
because
tweet.
I probably put hashtag whatever, and he's probably following his hashtag. I don't know.
Right.
It was so
And
funny.
now he's just proving online that, like, he's a
Terrible.
disgusting person.
No, he's like a gangster type of thing, allegedly. No, his
You
behavior.
better watch out. You're the one in
I
South
know.
Florida. He can get
No.
you easily.
No, another girl. I saw another girl on TikTok when I was. She's like, supposedly this guy's gonna sue her too. Like he's telling everyone he's gonna sue them when he doesn't have ID.
Right.
So
Wait,
I thought
that's
that was funny.
crazy.
I was cracking up. It was so funny. Anyways, sadder news. Liam Payne. What's his name? Liam Payne from One Direction.
Mm-hmm.
He sadly passed away while you were gone. Shocked the world. Very, very sad. He was so young. He was 31.
So young. And he left a
So
child behind, sadly.
Left a child behind, a girlfriend behind. I mean, he was obviously, well, they've already came out and said that was full of substances. Allegedly, the person that worked in the hotel was like helping him, or he asked him to help him like grab some substances. So now they're investigating that guy, which I have mixed feelings about because it's like, if you're an adult and you're trying to buy substance and you ask someone to get it for you and they get it for you, why are they liable?
Right.
I don't know. I don't get
their
that.
decision to take it.
Yeah, like, oh, why are you liable? Why aren't they liable? You know, because they work at the hotel. So that guy's a celebrity. So if the celebrity's asking you to do something and you don't do it, you might get fired. Like you might feel like you'll lose your job.
Well, now he's definitely gonna lose his job.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's very true. He should have just said, I don't know. I don't know how to, I don't know what that is. Yeah, so that's very sad. I know that of course, now everyone's like I can't stand all the linking of the misinformation. Like they're trying to link it to Diddy and all this stuff.
So stupid.
I don't get it.
Like, just it's so stupid. And it's kind of disrespectful.
It is.
But also, I'm seeing people talk about his girlfriend. And first of all, people who don't know the story are like, she's the one who pushed him. And it's like, she literally wasn't even in the country.
Right,
So it's
exactly.
just, again, people spreading stuff. And then
But you think
she
she
came
left
out
because
saying that, like, they were going to get married and just, like, just talking about him. And people are like, she's only saying that so, like, she can get some of the money and kind of, like, being nasty to her.
but she can't get money just because they were gonna get married. That's not a thing.
Right. But she's, like, trying to make it, people are saying that she's trying to make it seem
But why do you
like
think
they're
she
about to get
left?
married so she can get money.
Did she say why she left in the first place?
The trip was only supposed to be like a couple of days long, and they kept extending it, and she was like ready to go.
What did I
Um,
hear? Oh, his manager or his production or whoever's like runs him. I heard through the like allegedly like they dropped him a few days. They gave him the notice that they were dropping him a few days before this happened, and they're like maybe that sent him over the edge. But obviously he has a substance issue. Like that's not overnight, right?
yeah,
So obviously he struggles with that to begin with. So it's nobody's.
there's also been other reports of him being pretty aggressive to other people, like before this happened.
Yeah,
So like apparently he's like a pretty violent person.
yeah.
So this isn't the first time.
That's so sad. But it was so like
Yeah,
abrupt, right? Like you wake up and you're like, oh,
yeah, I know, pretty crazy.
I know. Never be jealous of people that have fame and money because
I know.
they're not always very happy. Um, so that was one thing that happened. I sent you a video on TikTok. Did you see that car that was on the highway that stopped in front of a girl and then the girl managed to not hit it and it backed up into her? And then
Mm-hmm.
the people got out of the car like they were all hurt. It was like insurance fraud. And then when he noticed there was a dash cam, he flipped, his face changed.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It's like a scam.
but so you hear the video is from the dash cam. You can hear her talking to her husband on like speakerphone in the car while the like right before it happens, like she's just on the phone with him, and then all of a sudden this car gets in front of him, and he's like, "What's going on?" And she's like, "I don't know. This car just hit me." So it's all like on video, and it was an actual lady that posted it, like the original person that it happened to posted it. But then you saw like I don't know if it was like fabricated, but then I saw like other videos with the same car like doing it to other people. I'm like, is this an advertisement for the dash cam? Is this not real?
Oh, is it like fake?
That's what I thought, but then I'm like, the lady that posted it is an actual lady that was on the phone with her husband. I don't know. I don't think it's fake, but maybe I think maybe the other stuff might have been fake. I don't know. Who has a dash cam in their car? I've never heard of that. Have you?
I don't know. I've seen people just do that for protection. Maybe she does lift on the side. I don't know.
Everybody on the comments were like, I'm getting one tomorrow. I'm getting one tomorrow. Like
Yeah, I feel like people are just using it for like proof now, just to have.
I mean, it's a good thing to have.
Yeah.
All your conversations are recorded though while you're in the car. I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
I'm like, excuse me. I can't, you know,
I hate
censor
getting into
myself.
an Uber because they have dash cams where like you can see the inside of the car too.
Oh, really?
And they'll like videotape you while you're in the car. Because I
Oh, I
guess it's
didn't know.
like just so they can feel
Where
like
is it
just
in
in
the middle?
case.
Where is it?
Yeah, just like in the front.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I always feel like
Oh.
weird. I'm like, I don't want you videotaping me.
No, seriously.
Yeah. But I'm
Oh,
sure like it's for their own protection, but
yeah. Well, also, well, I guess the dash cam will only go to their phone because it's not going to go to like, I'm like, if they attack you, then that's on video too, but they're not going to.
yeah, that's they're not gonna do that.
Well,
Videotape that.
that was interesting. And it's like horrible people in this world. I hope they caught the people.
I mean, they're on camera.
No, I don't think they've caught them. They left the
How?
scene. They left the scene. I'm telling you, I don't think I don't think they're arrested unless something changed. But the last time I saw, I don't think so.
Yeah,
Um,
probably have got them.
did you tell me you saw the Menendez Brothers documentary?
No, I just had friends who saw it and we talked about it.
Well, the what was it? The show, was it on Netflix or Hulu? Anyways, the newer one that came out is like a movie, but it's like it's so fabricated. It's like a bad Lifetime movie, and it's not even
Yeah,
accurate because the director was like trying to do different scenarios. So it's not even like it's stupid. To me, it's
I
like
don't
gives
like
you
it at all. It was confusing me. I'm like, wait, isn't she supposed to be dead? Like, wasn't she killed? And they're like, no, this is like from her point of view. And it's like, you don't know her point of view. And it was just, I didn't
yeah.
like it.
No, to me it was like useless. Like you didn't
hmm
but there's an actual documentary on Netflix that is so much better. And
Mm.
it actually has factual information from the court and the people talking and like people that are involved. So that one actually gives you a lot of information. And the judge, remember last time we talked about it, the judge, he said like by the end of December or something or November, he was going to have a decision of whether he was going to let them retry the case, like so they can like maybe get
hmm
out of jail. He's going to have an answer at the end of this week.
I
He's
know. If they have
that's
a trial, I'm definitely going to watch it.
that's going to be insane. I'm so torn. I mean, obviously no one knows. No one knows what actually happened in these people's lives, only these people. But I will say,
hmm
I think a little bit of everything could be true. They could have been abused. At the same time, they could have been messed up kids, like in their own right, and they could have killed them for money. That all that could be true at the same time.
Right.
One doesn't cancel out the other. The reason I say that is because when you watch a documentary, you get so much more factual information. One being the mom went to her own therapist, and they have been undocumented and or recorded, maybe not recorded, but definitely documented. She told her therapist she was scared of her children. So what that is like, maybe there was something, maybe the kids had a tick too. I mean, the way they killed their parents was crazy.
How did they kill him? They stabbed him?
Shotguns, the brain,
Oh,
their body parts were all over the wall. Like it was a mess, like a lot of times, like gruesome. And the mom didn't die right away. They had to keep shooting her because she wouldn't die.
oh my God.
I know. And then they said, "Well, if your mom didn't hurt you, why did you do it?" They're like, "We were taking her out of her misery because she was miserable with my dad." Like,
Well, but then I keep seeing people say that it's because she knew about the abuse or because she also abused them.
no. That fake show alludes to that she abused them.
Right.
Actually in court they did say, I think I heard them say in court that she would sleep with them, maybe unclothed, or she would do weird stuff, but didn't actually like do anything with them, but do weird stuff. And then they did think she knew, but again, I don't know what's true. But they said they wouldn't have shot her, other than the fact that they wouldn't have been able to get away with it if they didn't, because they didn't think she could make it without the dad. Because she was so because you remember she tried to take her own life. She was very depressed.
Well, I didn't know that, but
Yeah, so he was an abuser. He was a cheater. So I just think it's a
well,
little bit of everything.
right.
You have to remember, one kid was in college and the other one was going to college. So these people are right. They're adults, or right. They're 17. They're almost out of the house. So if if they want to break away free but not be broke, like like it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it was weird timing that it's like right when they are about to be adults and don't have access to their money, like they could easily get cut off.
So it's just interesting.
Yeah, but even though she said that to her therapist, yeah, they could have been scary, but maybe they're scary because their dad abused them and they're like fucked up
But they
now.
could have been like these entitled, these entitled bratty kids. They could have been a
Yeah.
little bit of that. I do think one brother was worse than the other as far as like the facts. One is like very timid, and like the other one's like, we're doing this, we're doing like the other one's more like the one that told on them, the one that went to the therapist and couldn't hold it in. He actually had a conscience.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one was pissed. He's like, how could you do that to us? Like, he was never going to say anything. He
Yeah.
was fine with it. And the other one was like breaking down inside. So I think they're different.
Um, so since you think it's a little bit of everything, when the trial comes back and they're gonna try to get him off saying like they were abused, do you
Yeah.
agree that they should be let free eventually?
So let's suppose that they were abused, but they were, because they're different people now. It's been 30 years. So let's say that they were abused and they killed them in a terrible way. They've served almost 30 years. I think it's fine for them to go free. Because if they were abused and they did that, they've actually served a lot of time.
Yeah.
Now, if they weren't abused, then that's another story, but obviously we'll never know.
Didn't you tell me that someone came out saying that their dad also abused them, like a cousin or something? Or like some sort of letter?
After so they found recently like a cousin had a storage unit and he was cleaning it out because he was taking everything out, and they found a letter that was dated before the crime happened of him saying my dad's doing this to me. They also have another girl family member that had a sleepover at their house when they were little, and one of the boys was down there and he didn't want to go back up. She was going to sleep and he didn't want to go back upstairs. He's like, my dad touches me, I don't want to go up there. And so she went and told the mom. She testified of this in court back then. Remember, back then it was 80s, 90s. They don't see, to them, male abuse didn't exist. They're like, a man can get
Right.
abused. So they didn't care. To them, this didn't make sense. But the girl went and told the mom. The mom said, he's lying, or nothing. Even she didn't even like, they didn't even pay attention. They're like, go to your room, and like, that's not true. Yeah.
Okay, well then it's probably true.
Plus, the Menudo, the band Menudo that the father managed or his company managed, he came out saying, I don't know when he came out, but saying that he also did something to him.
Okay, then the dad definitely abused them.
I definitely think it's very likely. So, but also a lot of people get abused and don't shoot everyone. So I'm just saying, like, I think that's right that they did serve some time, but they
Right,
should
but
have
like
served
it's enough.
either less time or a different like charge.
And they're not a danger to society. Like they
Right.
did it to their abuser.
I mean, maybe if they were young, they'd be a danger because, again, the way they killed them was brutal. But
Right. Enough time has passed.
yeah, so that will be interesting. I'm dying to see what they. That's going to be this year's nuts. Like, all this stuff is like,
It is nuts because I don't know if that's one of your stories, but the CEO of Abercrombie.
oh my god, I was not, but I was going to mention that too. I think it's so annoying though. It's like he was the C. I don't think he's with them anymore. Like
No,
he brought
he stopped in 2014.
right, so he brought Abercrombie to like the heights of like their success, but like he doesn't work with them now. The only thing is like all the models that work for them, Abercrombie, that doesn't mean they're in, like, just because the CEO of a company is messed up and does some stuff doesn't mean if you ever work with that company you have any idea what that guy's doing in his private time.
Right, right. No, no, but some people must have because they were saying it was the young boys who modeled for them. They would perform sexual acts for the CEO.
Well, they were saying that when they would come to audition, they would audition with that guy and he'd have them unclothed and do stuff in private. Like, why would a celebrity that comes to join a campaign know that?
Oh, not a celebrity, no, but I'm saying like the people who work around him,
Maybe they
like
did
during
it.
these
Maybe
auditions and stuff like that.
maybe he did it by himself. You know, back then it was a different time. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened. But like the celebrities that everyone's putting photos of them, it's like, why do you think that's so ridiculous?
I know.
So they're saying he got caught because of the Diddy stuff. I mean, I don't know. Who knows? It's too much
I
information.
mean, it is weird that it's the same year.
Yeah.
Okay, I also saw this theory because everyone's like, how come all these powerful people have been able to get away with so much for so long, and like this year everyone's getting caught? And someone was saying it's because it's a different corporation who owns a bunch of stuff, and they're trying to take those people out.
Oh,
So it's
really?
still about money
But
and power.
he doesn't work with them anymore.
I don't know.
You know what I think? Again, I don't know anything. What's going on? But I think it's just like they pick and choose on different years what's important to them. And when I say they, I mean government, police. Like they even said, like somebody came out, the only reason they even went after Diddy is because of the Cassidy thing, his ex-girlfriend demanding money, and he paid so fast. They're like, this is a slam dunk. I feel like they get some sort of recognition for like closing big cases and cracking big cases like this in like their world, and they only go after things they know they can win.
Well, yeah,
So I
I
feel
guess they
like
wait
dating,
until they have enough evidence.
but Cassie doing that and him paying her so quick, to them that was enough to say there's something there. But
Right.
it's like they knew the whole time maybe and didn't really care because it was going to be too much work to find out maybe if there's something. It's like,
Or maybe they just were waiting for the right moment. It's not that they don't care, but it's like they know it's a waste of resources and that they're not going to be able to do
well,
anything about it.
but that's my point. Like, I don't feel like it's ever wasted resource because if you actually care about humanity, like you check everything. I don't know. It's
I
very
don't know.
political, is what I'm saying. It's very political.
I mean, it's definitely political,
It's
but
annoying.
it
Speaking
is
of,
crazy though,
no,
because
you
it's just
want,
going to keep happening.
but that's my point. So, in the same arena, there's a movie on Netflix. It's called Woman of the Hour. Have you seen the previews? So Anna Kendrick, you know Anna Kendrick from Pitch Perfect.
Yeah.
So it's her. I think it's her director debut, or she's had something to do with, like she's the one that put it together. She's in the movie, and it's about this guy Rodney Alcala. Back in the day, he was a serial killer in front of everybody's face. He was reported multiple times. They let him just do it over and over and over, and that's my point. Like, so back in the day, there was a show called The Dating Game. You remember that? Have you ever seen like previews? Or
Mm-hmm.
it was back in the day, our reality stuff. Like they would get up on stage and people would be behind a screen. Like let's say it's a woman in the chair and then three guys behind, and she'll ask them questions and then she'll pick one without seeing them. It's like back then, Love Is Blind.
Okay.
So this freaking serial killer is one of the three guys, and she picks him. But I read up on it, and it said that in real life, he gave her such a creepy feeling. She didn't go end up going out on the date with them, and they said that I don't know what they said, that the episode did so well she didn't have to like keep doing, so she didn't go out with him. But in the movie, she does.
Oh, okay.
Um, but the long story short, the point of that movie is that he killed and hurt like 12-year-olds, raped, like all this stuff. And it went on for so long. And one girl that was like homeless on the streets, he took her, like he pretended to be a photographer, and he would take them to a remote place, do photos, and then hurt them. And this one young girl, he like beat her up, and she woke up like half like beat up, and she pretended like she was fine. And so he's like, oh, she tried to be his friend, and for whatever reason he didn't kill her. So when they went to the gas station, she like ran away and reported him, but then he got out. And then when he went and hurt a bunch of more people, she came back as an adult later, because they gave him like life with parole, which is weird. So he was going to be able to get out on parole, and because of her testimony, he never got out of jail again.
That doesn't make sense.
Because it's just crazy. My point is, like, they let things go so fast, so long, and they just don't do anything about it.
Right.
It's annoying. It's annoying. I don't know what to tell you.
It's crazy. I don't
Yeah.
know. I always think it's weird, like this different sentencing for each case. Like some people are
Yeah.
murders and they like get out of, but then some people are life sentence. Like I don't know. All of that is so weird to me.
It's all
It's like
very,
dependent on the judge and the jury and all of that.
just like the bond stuff. Why do you say it's one number when it's really 10% of that? Like, I don't get it.
The what?
When they arrest you and they're like, your bond's
Oh,
at,
bond. Yes,
why
yes,
can't
yes,
they
yes.
just make it what it is? Like, why is everything so
Yeah.
confusing?
I'm like, how did they decide this? It doesn't make sense.
I know. But it's going to be fun to watch these trials. That's all I know. Brie Chicken Fry. Why do they call her that? You know who she is?
That sounds familiar.
The girl that's on a podcast with Dave Portnoy, and she has her own
Oh,
podcast with her best friend, and she's
yeah.
dating. That guy.
Oh, Zach Bryan?
Yes.
I saw her post about her crying.
What is the drama? Okay, they broke up, and then he goes public with it without telling her, which is so messed up.
Right, so that's the drama. She's just like shocked and wasn't ready to tell the world yet.
Why would he do that? What a jerk.
Yeah, what a jerk. Like, that's why people turn into such different people once you break up.
Is he different,
And
or
it,
is he that's something she just wasn't aware that he was capable of? You
well,
know?
right, and it's weird that you could be so close to someone and then they just treat you like that afterwards.
I would, if I was a celebrity or known at all, if I'm not already married, I'd never date. Like, you can't trust anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how humiliating to have to go through a breakup. I will say,
In public.
it would snap me out of that breakup. Like, I'd be over you in a heart. Like, it would make it so much easier for me to move on because I'm like, okay, I didn't know you at all. Like, well, who is this? That's crazy.
Right.
Like, how embarrassing.
And yeah, I don't think he thought it was gonna backfire on him and make him look like such a douche. But it did.
You know?
Which is honestly nice for her. Cause like, I don't know, the whole world thinks your boyfriend or your ex is a douche.
So she came out and did that video. I thought the video was too much. Personally, I wouldn't have done that. Like, you don't owe people an explanation about your breakup. Like, just be like, I didn't know he was gonna, or maybe not even talk it. Just say like in text, like, I had no idea he was gonna do that. Yeah, we broke up. Move on. Like, I don't know.
I know, but it humanizes her and like people see how sad she is, so now.
Yeah, but she went a little too much. Like, I gave him everything.
Oh.
Like, how could you
I
give
mean, I
something
could
so
never
hard?
cry online.
That's my point. I would
Yeah.
never share
Yeah.
something so raw in the moment. Like, why? To a bunch of strangers? It's so weird.
And that's the internet these days. People are always crying online.
Well, Dave never liked him.
And he knew why. He just knew it.
Well, he didn't like him because that guy, Zach, posted something once. Kanye greater than Taylor, and then some sports stuff greater than this. So it went against everything Dave believes. Because, he's a Taylor Swift fan.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Remember when Taylor came out with her album Against Kim, that one song, and he came out and he freaked out and he was like, yeah. You don't remember? Oh my God. He's like, I told you, F Kim, F Kim.
Oh,
Yeah, he's a Swiftie. He got a jacket
that's
for
funny.
Miss Peaches was wearing a Taylor Swift jacket.
Oh, you see Miss Peaches has a brother.
Stop it, obsessed. I just wish he
So
would have
cute.
adopted an older dog because that dog deserves a home too. But it's like you should adopt the ones that can't get homes.
Just be happy he's adopting and not buying. We don't have to nitpick.
Well, that dog was found in the street and it came from the same rescue that Peaches was at.
Oh,
He's so
I
cute.
will say I didn't expect that pairing, like that kind of dog,
I
but
know.
it's
I thought he was
cute.
gonna get another dog like Miss Peaches, like a bigger
Yeah,
dog.
but that's cute.
It's just that Miss Peaches, like the little dog has so much energy. Miss Peaches is exhausted. She's
Yeah.
like, how much can one play? I'm a chill. Like, she likes to just lay there on her back. Like,
Younger dogs are good for older dogs, though. It like keeps them young. So,
I know they're just nonstop playing. Everyone in the comments is like, do they ever stop? Like, this is
oh,
crazy. I know, so cute. Um, you watch Run Tree Hill, right? Didn't you go back and watch old
no,
episodes? What was the show that you did that with? I know you did with
Desperate Housewives.
yeah, and you didn't do One Tree Hill? I could have sworn.
No.
Well, I was excited to share with you because that's like a classic show, like 90210. Like, what a good show.
Mhm.
And one of the girls, Bethany Joy Lenz, she was on One Tree Hill. And she just came out. She was on Call Her Daddy last week or this week, which I already listened to. It's so juicy. While she was on that show, and she was young, and then after the show for 10 years, she was part of a cult.
Whoa.
Yeah, nobody knew. It's like, what? So she just wrote a book. It's called Dinner for Vampires. And she escaped, or like whatever, she left with her daughter. She got divorced because her ex-husband was also in the cult. And they took all her money. And it's just so juicy. Like, she talks about, like, while she was on the show, what's really juicy is that while she was on the show, she was in the cult.
That is crazy.
Like, she even said like her cast members would be like, "Are you in a cult?"
No.
She's like, "What are you talking about? That's
What
so
kind of
weird."
cult though? Not like religious.
Yeah, just like a Christian.
Oh.
And a cult is anything that tries to control you. Like we can have a friend group, and that friend group is like a cult because they don't let you talk to certain people. They take your money. They control your life
Mm-hmm.
and your mind. Like this girl stopped talking to her dad for 10 years because of them. Yeah, because the dad
That
knew
is my
right away.
worst nightmare for my child to join a cult.
Having children is not all it's cracked up to be. They can turn on you, can ruin your life, put you in an early grave.
Okay.
But the dad knew right away that's a cult. So, and she said it was really interesting. She's like, nobody like wants to join a cult. Nobody says, "Oh, let me go join a cult." It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's very slow moving. Like they do it in such slow steps that you don't realize it while it's happening. You'll be like, "Oh, you know, maybe your dad just doesn't understand you," or like maybe like, and then maybe and then stay away from your dad. Like he's bad news. Like,
And then what's the point where she realizes she's in a cult and she needs to leave?
hmm,
You need to read the book.
I got to read the book. I think at some point, like right when she got married, like obviously she waited till she got married uh, to be intimate with her husband, and then she had a sex schedule. Like, and I don't know. I guess along the way, little by little, she started to realize. But it's really, really, really interesting.
Wow.
Um, Tell Me Lies is over.
Sadly, and okay, before we get into this, I just want to say every new show is only like 8 episodes long and it takes 2 years to come out. Can we go back to like 20 episodes and it comes out like the next year?
But do you think that has to do with like the strike that happened, or I wonder if things will go back to normal?
It's still only 8 episodes, but
How much is it supposed to be? Like 10?
every show that we used to watch was like 20 to 30 episodes long.
No. Which one?
Yes.
Love It. Love Island's the only one.
No, like Desperate Housewives, Grey's Anatomy, Friends probably. Like every single show is has always been that long. And
Really
now the new trend is to only do like 8 to 10 episodes and
interesting.
wait years for the next one. It's ridiculous.
Well, okay. So I was right about Diana. She lied the whole time. Knew it.
You were right.
That was a good call on my part.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I loved it when she like when it went through this all the planning and she got in the car. And
Yeah.
she's like, I'm free. Love it. Um, so the finale, Steven goes to Lucy. She falls for that crap again, and what she does next is diabolical. Spoiler alert: the last episode, she's on a break. She's broken up with the guy she was seeing. Steven comes over. She sleeps
Mm-hmm.
with Steven. She wakes up the next morning like a psycho and says, "Wow, that was such a bad idea." And instead of just like sitting in that and like maybe like reflecting on your life, she goes straight to the ex-boyfriend and is with him. It's so awkward. That scene, I wanted to fast forward. I'm like, ew, this is so weird.
Well, also, it's like if he ever found out that you slept with him the same day that you slept with Steven, like, you think that relationship's gonna last?
That's the least of my issue. In my mind, I'm like, the torture in your brain right now, like the unhealthy process that's happening to your, like, it's like you stay with that. The memory is in you. Ew.
Yeah, yeah.
Ew.
And then
Ew.
she goes back to Steven right after.
No,
Like, God.
she does. Well, she doesn't go back to Steven right after. She goes to a party with the boyfriend where
No,
she
I
knows
know,
she's
but I'm
going to
saying by
see
the end of it, she ends up
Steven.
with him. But
Steven gets beat up beyond.
and then she goes back to him because that guy beat up Steven.
Did she
She
go
goes
back
back
to
to
him
Steven.
in the same,
Yes, they
like in
end up
the same
together.
time period?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it's gross.
Oh, no, they go back together, I think, because he took the fall for writing the letter because she was
Oh,
about to admit
yes.
it.
Did you think that was a genuine like moment for him? Like he did it because he cared about her? Or he thought he
Honestly,
did?
kind of, yeah.
You think he actually loves Lucy? I don't think so.
Like, what would be the
Like
other reason.
just to get her back. Like a moment feeling for him, like I'm gonna win this. I don't know.
I think that was actually genuine, and I think in some sick, twisted way, he does love her.
Okay, but if it's genuine, with that. Let's go to the Evan of it all, which is it ruined everything between Steven and Lucy now. Steven's with Evan in the room. Evan
Mm-hmm.
decides without Lucy's permission. How dare he? That is not
Yeah.
something you say without consulting.
And she kept his secret the entire time. Like, they kept each other's secret, so, like, how dare you?
How dare you? You know how bad it's gonna affect her. Like you want it just to come like out of nowhere. What if Steven went and told her something in front of everybody? Like how Evan is a piece of garbage for that. I'm so mad. Even though they're so messed up, everyone, like you just don't do that.
Right.
You have the
And
courtesy.
he's selfishly thinking about himself, because, like, what if maybe Lucy wanted to tell him with her? Like, it's
Yeah.
just,
That's my point. Like that is so rude and so uncalled for. But so my point of bringing Evan up, Evan tells Steven that he had an affair with or a one night stand with Lucy without consulting Lucy. So Lucy has no idea. But then Steven, he just did that selfless thing because he loves her, right? Took the blame. But then Evan tells him this. In Steven's head, immediately, 0.5 seconds, he's like, I'm going to bury this bitch. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he can't really love her because if he did, he'd be like, well, I'm disgusting. Look what I did to her. The
well,
night I
he's
broke
a
up with her.
sociopath.
But he's not
He's
stupid,
not a normal person.
but he's not dumb. Like,
No,
he
he's not
knows
dumb.
she did that with Evan the night that he came down the stairs and went back with the other one, with Diana. So he knows she
Yeah.
was distraught. So he should be like, I get it.
He
Like,
doesn't, but that's what a sociopath doesn't care about your feelings.
no, they actually have common sense. I don't know. I
You're
just
not
can't believe he would
listening.
like.
I don't know what you're.
Okay, well, my question is, so now he knows he keeps his mouth quiet. He secretly records a conversation between him and Evan. He leaves for a
He's
second.
diabolical
He
that he
leaves
held
for
that for so long.
he leaves for a second, creates a plan, comes back in, records a conversation. Then between that and the wedding, what happened with him and Lucy? Like, did he just tell
They
Lucy I don't want
clearly
to be?
broke up.
But I wonder why. Like, what
I
could
mean,
that
we
look
probably
like?
won't see that until the third season.
I want to know what did that look like because he's like, I love you so much. So now what?
Yeah, and then they clearly break up, get with other people. He ends up with. I bet that he breaks up with Lucy and ends up with. Or he obviously ends up with her friend. But I'm pretty sure he breaks up with Lucy to end up with the friend.
Yeah. I
Like
just
he
wonder
either
how
cheats
long.
on Lucy with a friend or like something like that.
I just wonder how long. Like, did they date a little bit? Does everyone know they went back? I don't know. I just
Well,
wonder, like,
that's the next season.
well,
But that was diabolical that he kept that recording for so long, and he literally told Evan, what was it? Something like "not yet," or
yeah, Evan's like, are we okay? Or you're not gonna, like, whatever? And he's like,
Mhm.
no, not yet.
No, not yet. And then he
Oh, he
literally
said,
waits
you're
till the
not
day of
gonna,
his wedding.
he's like, you're not gonna tell anyone, are you? He's like, not at the moment or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. And he literally he knew he was going to say it eventually, and he was just holding on to it.
And
Diabolical.
the internet is so hung up on the fact that back then, whatever year it was, there was no iPhone. And they're like, how did he keep the recording? And then he couldn't email it and he couldn't whatever. And I'm like, he could get he could have kept his old phone. He could have got another recording device or the phone and recorded the recording. Like, people are so hung up on the model phone he had that he wasn't able to save a recording that long.
Oh my gosh.
It's like,
We
there's
have
a
bigger
word.
problems in the end of the
I'm like, all
season.
you got to do is get a recording device, press play, and record it again. Like, it's not a big deal. Anyways, so that happened, and then that last episode, yeah.
So actually, keep going. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say that last episode. I think also is what happened with Bree and the teacher.
Yes.
I told you the teacher knew.
Yeah, the wife knew, and she also does it herself. People are saying that they think, okay, so her and Lucy were talking about how she shouldn't be in her class anymore. And then she made a comment like, I'm glad he didn't get to you first, which to me just sounds
Yeah,
like she's glad that he didn't sleep with Lucy. But other people are speculating, saying that like she wants to hook up with Lucy.
No, I didn't get that.
But I don't think that.
I think she just said that because she likes Lucy
Yeah.
and she preferred it not to be her because she likes her. And also, Brie going to his house and making herself at home in that woman's bedroom, like, are you insane?
It's just you're asking to get caught.
No,
I
it's
could
like I
never.
wouldn't. How do you even enjoy it at that point? Like I would be on my nerves would be shot. Like that would be miserable for me. Like
She'd
no,
walk in at any moment.
yeah, like no, absolutely not. Immediately no. And then they're also saying, which does make sense, the teacher wife, she probably got with him in the same way. Like he probably was with someone
Yeah,
else,
yeah.
his ex-wife, and maybe she came along somehow. Yeah.
Mhm.
That was very sad. It was very depressing to watch her tell Brie, "There's nothing you can say to hurt me. Like I'm so down in the dumps. This is my life is so pathetic. There's nothing you can do." That was sad.
Yeah.
And Brie acting so shocked and offended. Like, are you crazy? You're in this girl's bedroom right now with her husband. Like, how dare you
Okay.
act shocked and offended?
The fact that she was mad at the wife and was
Yeah,
like, "How dare you do this to me?" And it's like, so you would rather it have been a secret and the
right.
wife not know?
Oh, you wanted me to be crying on my knees while you're
Right.
banging my husband? Would that make you feel better?
Right. Bree's kind of gross for that
No,
reaction.
no. The arrogance. Like, why?
Seriously.
What are you mad about? Like, I should be
She's mad
beating.
that she's the one crying and not the wife.
Yeah. She's like, your guys are so sick. It's like, I should be beating you to a pulp right now. And instead,
Right.
like, you're getting away with murder here.
Yeah, this ended way better for you than it should have.
That was nuts. Yeah.
Do you
So,
think Bree's gonna marry him?
Evan?
Yeah. After
Okay,
she got
well,
the call?
everyone's like, who was she talking to? Who was she talking to? But
Mm-hmm.
when Steven sent that text and they took a screenshot, she had some conversation with Steven before he sent that voice memo. So why are everyone saying she's sleeping with Steven? Because why the hell is she talking to him?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yes, people took a photo of the TV when she put the phone
People
up.
are really investigating this show.
People are insane. So they took a photo of the thing, and and he said, "What time is rehearsal dinner?" Or she tells him rehearsal dinner's at 8. He's like, "See you soon." Like she doesn't talk to him, and she hates him. So he doesn't need to ask her that.
Right, he could have asked his friend.
So they had some dialogue up there. And you know what? You want to laugh? You know how when you see a text thread and then like you scroll up and like some of the top ones cut off, like you can't see the one before it, and there's a girl in the comment was like, not my psycho ass trying to see what that message before but you can't see is. Like I've spent all night looking.
You probably just see like the bottom letters. Is that why?
Yes, and she's like, not me. And like, you're a woman, lady. We're built.
That's what we do.
It's what we do. No
That is
shame.
so funny.
Isn't that funny? So maybe
So
she's
the
having sex
person
with
who
Steven.
called, what?
Maybe she's sleeping with him.
I don't know. No, I don't think Steven would send that to her if he was sleeping with her. I
Why
don't think
not?
she's sleeping with Steven.
Why
I don't
wouldn't
know.
he?
I just don't think so.
But why wouldn't he send that?
I don't know. I just don't think so. But
Well,
the
probably
person,
not because he's still with Lucy's friend and he's sleeping with Lucy, so a third one wouldn't be a lot.
right?
Okay, go ahead.
Um, when she's talking to someone on the phone,
Right.
doesn't the person on the phone say, "I have a shot at a real life"?
She says that to the person.
Oh, she says that.
Yeah.
Right.
A
Okay.
real family, a real life.
Right. Okay, some people are saying like it might be her mom on the phone because she's like apparently estranged from her family, and her mom's trying to come back. And she's like, "No, I have a shot at a real family, a real life."
Or could it be the teacher? No.
People don't think it's a teacher, and there was an article that I think that came out. I don't know who was talking in the article. I have to go back. I don't know.
Mhm.
Someone was saying that like he had his one season, like that was his storyline, and that's it. But I don't know, crazy. But I would love to see Steven probably slept with Lucy's friend that he's now with while Lucy and him dated, just so she could feel how it felt with like Evan and the whole thing.
But I don't understand. Like, how is Lucy still with him right now when he's with her friend? Like, what is going on?
The fact that she slept with him at the wedding?
Yes.
She's a dumb girl.
I don't. I'm so confused. Like, how does this? What does this look like?
Like, she's so toxic. She just ruined the relationship with that guy. Literally asking him to come down, and they were like having sex in the hot tub.
That's the ex-boyfriend or the guy remember I told you last time we talked, you're like, I don't remember him. I'm like, you're gonna see why that other guy left her too. That was the guy from the first season that she met at the bar. He worked at the bar.
That guy that she ended up with at the
The
wedding?
guy in the pool is not the guy from this season. It's the guy from last
Obviously.
Oh, okay. But you said that you didn't remember that her dating someone else the first season.
Oh, so that guy is from the first season?
Right. That's the guy she met in the first season while she was still like kind of up and down with Steven at the beginning, and she met him. That's why he left her.
Okay.
She's sick. Yeah. She's like crazy.
She's messed up, but so is he. So they like kind of are soulmates, but they will always do a tit for tat and be toxic.
I don't think that's a soulmate. I think
I'm just kidding.
I think that's just like dysfunction junction. Like, just twisted. Anyways, so I don't think there's anything else. Then then
Wrigley's brother dying.
I was about to say that.
Like, I can't. After they spent one night together.
I was literally about to say that. And it's his fault because he mixed his pills. Yeah.
So he finally makes amends with his brother, and then he literally kills his brother.
So sad.
Insane. Like, I don't even know how he makes it to the wedding. You would think after all of that, like, he would probably commit.
But the wedding was like a long time after, no?
Right. But I'm just saying, like, I can't believe he's even alive at that point. How do you live like that?
And then he didn't even get the girl. Like, that's sad.
What girl?
Pippa.
Oh, yeah, Pippa.
He didn't even get his girl.
Yep.
Poor Ridley.
Yeah, no, that's rough. So rough.
And we have to.
And I guess no one ever finds out about Steven and the car.
Unless
like
Diana
him being in the car.
Diana and Lucy are the only ones who know.
Yeah.
But we didn't see Steven's reaction to seeing Lucy with Pippa. I mean, Diana with Pippa.
Right. We haven't seen that yet.
Yeah. So many questions.
Oh, no. They walked into the party together. I saw something.
No, but we didn't see his reaction when he first found out. Like, what the hell's going on? You know? Like, it is a drastic change. Okay, so Love is Blind. That's it for Tell Me Lies. Till season 3. I thought that was 3 seasons. That was the second season. So, till season 3, we'll miss you. Love is Blind. You're all caught up. The season finale was today. Well, you didn't see the season finale, but there's not much to see.
I mean, I missed a couple episodes. I don't know. I'm probably like 1 episode behind.
Oh, okay. Well, Hannah and Nick broke up already last time.
Before? No, I don't know this.
Oh, really? Oh, you don't know this, so you're not caught up.
No.
Okay.
Wait, they broke up before the wedding?
Way before.
Oh.
Like, they didn't work. So when they went to try on wedding dresses, Hannah didn't go because she was already done. So she didn't go to try on the wedding dresses. But long story short, and this is just my personal opinion, how they get in group gatherings and the other people that weren't picked show up. And so one of the girls is Katie, which is Hannah's best friend. She's so ridiculous. She's like, that's my very best friend in the whole world. She knew her a month in the
right. So she doesn't have any friends, is what you're saying.
I mean, she has other friends, but she calls her best friend. It's like, so the girl shows up, but she also talked to Nick, this girl Katie, and Hannah gets jealous because she's very jealous. I'm telling you, she's just like, what's her name from last
Megan
season?
Fox.
Yes, and everyone's making the connection. I'm not the only one. Everyone's like,
no, I know, I've seen it.
I'm like, yes.
She's very insecure.
She's so jealous. All they did was talk. They're there to talk. Like they were just talking. So, and she said she told her Nick is really handsome. Like he is handsome. Like, anyways. So that night they get into a little thing. Not really. Nick is like such an even keel guy. That guy does not have a temper, which I love. Like he just does not pop off, even when he's drinking. Like whatever. So at that party though, that they were together, all the couples, Hannah tells, I don't know if it was Marissa, she tells one of the girls, I forgot which one, that like basically that Nick sucks in bed. Basically. She's basically saying he's too young, he doesn't know how to explore, he doesn't know how to go down, he doesn't like really gross stuff. I'm like, that is so vile that you're talking about like that is wrong.
So
Wrong.
wrong.
So wrong. So I personally think that she just wasn't attracted to him.
No, I personally think she's so insecure because she's always trying to make herself look better than him.
Yeah.
She's always saying she's more mature. I saw the scene where I think it was Hannah's friend was there and he like made a joke and she got insecure. So just out of nowhere, she was like, well, I make more money than you. It was like out of nowhere.
No.
Like, okay.
No. She's so bad. She has like Tourette's. Like she's the night they went home and she's like, well, that's my best friend. How do you think I felt? She's calling you cute. He's like, that's not my problem. Like your friend's calling me cute. Like I don't have control over that. And he's like, I love you. I'm with you. Like he's so sweet. And then I don't know if it was that fight or another one when they broke up, but basically she tells him, she goes, I made everything you are from the ground up. Like, what are you talking about? You've known him for a month.
In like 5 weeks.
She's like, you're everything you are because of me. I taught you everything you know. She said that. Are you crazy?
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. You pointed out where the pasta is. Like, shut up.
You taught him how to boil water.
Oh my
Big
God.
life skill, but
You taught him how to vacuum. Big whoop. Like, no. She's terrible. You know what's funny? She was on the Biofiles, and then they asked Marissa that was on the Biofiles this week, what do you think about that situation, whatever? And she's like, I hope one thing is to acknowledge, but one thing is also to do the work to change. And she hit it on the nail because Hannah keeps telling everyone that she sees it. She's gonna. I don't think so because she's out here making videos making fun of Nick. So
is she?
well, like she made a video about like a recipe and it was the pasta boiling. Like she's a mean girl. She's a mean girl.
She is the mean girl.
She doesn't want to change.
It stems from her being insecure.
She's not very nice.
Did he leave her?
No, she left him. And it was so sad because like she was totally demeaning him and he was such a as much as he doesn't know anything, he's very mature in his communication because they're sitting on the couch and she's literally berating him and he's like, this is not like we're not on the same, this is not an even playing field. You don't talk to me like I'm your equal. Like you talk down to me and this and this and that. Like he's just so, and she's just like saying all her dumb stuff.
I can't believe she's the one who left him. Wow.
She's the one that left him. I think the SEX, and then I think she was turned off by him, but instead of being mature about it, she was mean.
Right. I mean, from the beginning, though, she was always like, I thought he was going to be like this 6'5", like built jock.
But if you look at his Instagram now, he looks cute. He has all this. He's going to the gym. He has all these photo shoots. Like he's looking hot out here.
Again, I think I said this last time. Like, I don't know who she is thinking like.
Well, she lost weight.
The one that's, huh?
She lost a lot of weight. She looks like a different person now.
Oh, does she?
She said she tried Ozempic for a month and then she got off and now she's just eating less, as little as possible.
Does she look better?
She looks like a different person. You wouldn't recognize her. I didn't recognize her. I passed her once and I was like, oh, that looks familiar, but I didn't even know it was her.
Oh,
she's like this. And she must have done work to her face as far as like maybe injections or like she altered her hair. She has extensions. She doesn't look the same.
Oh, wow.
But she's just as mean. Not kidding. I don't know if she's just as mean, but I don't think she's completely rehabbed or anything. I don't know.
A lot of people do that after they get on reality TV.
Every
They
single
see like
reality
everything they don't
star,
like about themselves and they just like do a whole makeover and get a bunch of
every
injections.
single one. Every single
Yeah.
one. It's really sad. It's like you hated
Hmm.
yourself that much, you had to completely rearrange your face. I hate that. I don't like when they do that. Like
But
the Kardashians. Okay, so then Ramses and Marissa, he kind of is giving her, you know, when a guy like acts up and you're like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Like, you know, something's off, but you're like, oh, I don't want to be like, you know, everyone has an off day, whatever. So he kind of like, they go out on their dates and do stuff. And he kind of mentions like, he has like thoughts about stuff and, or he's having, you know, do they vibe well? You know, marriage is more than just love, like all that, that puts ideas in your head. And then she just tries to brush it off as like jittery before wedding stuff. But then right before the wedding, he's basically telling her, like, I know I love you and everything, but I don't know if it's enough. Like the vibes, the vibes, the vibes. Like he breaks her heart and she cries like a freaking baby. Okay. Like it's bad. It's so sad to watch. Like
oh.
her guts are leaking out of her system. It's bad.
Uh,
She's like, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" Like she's like dying.
and he does it before the wedding.
Which is interesting, right? Because like some people go to the altar and say no at the altar. Like what makes them do it before? I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Right, like do people who say no at the altar actually not know until then?
Right. I know. I don't know. Yep.
Um,
So
yeah,
sad.
I keep seeing people yeah, hating on Ramses because he's like not as progressive as he tries to seem. Um,
He just seems
and
like the world's most selfish person.
right.
Yeah.
But what was it that I saw? It was like one of them was obviously the birth control thing.
Yeah.
And then there
Oh,
was
I'll tell you.
some.
They're in the kitchen. She has her period.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Okay. She gets her period. You know, everyone is a raging lunatic. They feel like garbage on their period.
Hmm.
She's getting her period, whether so she's on her period and they go to the kitchen and they're talking about the incidents, like he's trying to touch her and pet her and she's like, I don't want anyone touching me. Like I she just feels like shit. Plus, apparently she has like an autoimmune disease, some sort of thing, and her
Hmm.
vitamin D is low, all this stuff. She's telling him, I feel like garbage. So this is the conversation, how crazy. They're in the kitchen, he's like, but what does this look like for the future? Is it always gonna be this way? And she's like, yeah, I'm always gonna get my period once a month. Like she didn't say that, but it's like basically like explaining to him, you know, and guess what? If get the flu, I'll probably not want you to touch me then either. Like that's how people are. Like it's a normal thing.
Yeah. It's
Being a
like he wants
woman,
it when he wants it.
he's basically saying like, I'm never gonna push you to do something you don't want, but I need to see what the future looks like. It's almost like he wants to know like what's the sex schedule and like are you gonna guarantee me? Like I don't know. It's and even though he's saying like what he thinks he has to say, like he's basically saying I'm not okay with this.
Yeah. He's like, are you like gonna deny me when I want it kind of thing?
What is he, a nymphomaniac? What is his problem?
Yeah, that is very weird.
He's the
Kind of
world's most
controlling
selfish.
too.
And he wants a child? You can't bring a child into that selfish world of yours.
Well,
Are you gonna be jealous when she has to take care of the kid, or she's in the hospital with the kid and she can't come service you, you crazy person?
that's what she said. She was like, are you gonna cheat on me when I'm pregnant and we can't have sex? And then I think he like didn't answer something like that. Like he didn't say no.
Did she say pregnant or like cancer? I think she said
She said
cancer.
something. I don't know.
I think cancer, like because you can have sex when you're pregnant.
Right.
I
But
think
it
she
was
said like an
something where like
illness.
she couldn't have sex with him.
Yeah, like an illness.
And then he like didn't answer. He didn't say no, right?
He's like, hell no, no, I'm kidding. No, he's terrible. She dodged a bullet. Like, why would you want to be married to someone you can't trust someone that is so selfish that you freaking have your period and the guy can't wait a few days? Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. It's
Ew,
gross. He's
that's
not
a terrible.
progressive at all.
It's a
It's
terrible.
always the people who preach that are actually not that thing. Like he's always preaching about how progressive he is.
Well, that's that saying, "Thou protest too much." It's like the
Hmm.
people are like, "I'm the most trustworthy person." No, actually, probably you're not because you just said that.
Right. They're always
Or
talking about how nice they are, and they're probably
yeah.
the
Oh,
rudest
right.
person.
Oh, I'm always on time. I would never do that. It's like, stop.
Yeah,
You just gave yourself
he's
away.
that. And
Yeah.
it's so funny, all these people are getting broken up with by the bad person. Like, Hannah's the one who left him, Ramses is the one who cut, like, these people don't realize that they dodged a bullet.
It's hard to see when you're in it.
Yeah.
And they're in a timeline that's like super fast forwarded. They're on a show.
Mm-hmm.
She came out on TikTok today. I caught her. I don't follow her, but I caught her, and she's like, I want to clear something up. And she said the same thing on Biofiles. She's like, everyone's like dogging me, like that I begged him to stay with me and all that. She's like, in this culture that we have of dating, like people just like cut people off and never see them again. And it's like, no, if you really feel like you're in love with someone, you're gonna like ask them what's going on. You're in a relationship. This is not a situationship. Like whatever, you're
Yeah.
gonna talk things through and like all that stuff. She's like, so no, I wasn't begging him. I just wanted to have a full conversation, make sure he was in the right headspace to make a real decision to, take it seriously, all that. So she's like kind of trying to defend herself.
I get that, but that's definitely like more into the relationship. Like, yes, they're getting married, but you also just met. So it's more about her not seeing how incompatible they are and like the red flags.
Yeah, it takes a second. I mean, there's still things I think about my ex and I'm like, I can't believe I put up with that.
Wait, didn't he say that he's like open to still date? He just doesn't want to marry her?
I didn't see that. No.
That's what someone else said. Maybe not.
No. He was married before. Did you know that? He was
Mm-mm.
already married before. And in this breakup conversation, he tells her that he heard through the grapevine that the ex-wife is not taking, like, she was more hurt than he thought she was from their divorce. And he doesn't want to do that to her. And he doesn't want to mess up he doesn't want to go through divorce again. And
Mm.
I think he's just very selfish. And
Mhm.
between not wanting to get on birth control and getting a period and letting that interfere with his needs, he's out.
Yeah, he's like he sees that he can't control her as much as he wants to, so he's like, this isn't gonna work.
And the whole time, all I'm thinking of is, I just want to rip those braids out of his head. They drive me crazy, dangling on the side of his head.
Okay.
I'm trying to take the conversation serious, and it's like it's like distracting. Um. So yeah,
I did see the episode though of her mom, and that was so embarrassing.
can I
So
just tell
bad.
you, Nick Vial, or however you say his name, I agree with so much of what he says, but then he comes out of left field, out of nowhere, and says some crazy shit, like defending Merce's mom. I'm like, what planet are you from? In what world do you think that woman's behavior was anything but atrocious? I don't care. I don't care.
What did
Disgust.
he say? That she was just being
Go
protective or
mom.
something?
That's what a mom does. Everyone's like, no, no, I found nothing wrong. I'm like, oh no, there's what
That's not what a mom does.
where that's a vile human being. You don't treat anyone like that. That's
She was
rude.
straight up rude.
Straight up. But when they went to do the wedding dress fitting, maybe she knew what she did because she was different. She didn't see him, but she was like a nicer version
Right.
of herself.
It was probably just because he wasn't there though.
You know what? Maybe he's thinking, I don't want to have that woman in my life forever. I don't want to deal with her. Maybe my mom messed it up.
Maybe the mom did mess it up, honestly.
Honestly,
Because I would hate to deal with that for Christmas, Thanksgiving, all of that.
I'd be like, you have to write down on paper that I never have to be in the same room with that woman.
Yeah, she could have messed it up. She was like a bully. She was rude. I did
She
not
was
want to be around her.
she was Hannah on steroids.
Yeah, like so much more mean.
Ashley and Tyler. Let's talk about Ashley and Tyler.
Right. We saw the video on TikTok.
Wait, Ashley's mom at the wedding dress fitting. Ashley's mom is Gina, gorgeous.
Mm.
She's really beautiful. I was like, wow. And Ashley's really beautiful. They're very,
Yeah.
very beautiful women. And the
I
grandmother,
didn't see
like,
that episode.
I love her whole little family.
Oh.
Okay, what?
What?
Tyler? You want to talk about Tyler's baby mama?
Yeah, we want to talk about his baby mama. They were actually like kind of together at one point.
No, she said they were never together.
Okay, they actually slept together and conceived a child.
Right, but they were never dating. Like, it was like a
2
one-off.
children, actually.
No, they were twins.
Okay. They conceived twins.
Well, he did the first one as a sperm donor with her and her wife. Then the wife gets up and leaves her, like so rude. Like you just had a baby. Like what are you doing? So apparently the wife gets up, divorces her, and leaves to another state, and leaves her the baby. So then that's her best friend. And then because the
Hmm.
wife left her, he stepped up because it is biologically his child. So he steps up and
Which
like
was
tries to help
nice.
his friend. And then they live together as roommates apparently, and they probably had a drunken one night or something, and she gets pregnant with twins.
Yes.
But they were never a couple. Like, yeah.
Okay, it doesn't matter. It's still his child.
Yes.
Right. And he has assumed the role of their father, and he has physically seen him. He has taken care of them.
Mm-hmm.
And he told Ashley that the kids probably don't even know what he looks like.
He probably doesn't want to discuss it on TV. But lo and behold, he didn't know the baby mama was going to come out and dish all his. What is the reason that she would come out? Why would she do that? I think she's like a low grade, unclassy human being. Why would she do
Really?
that?
It's actually insane to me that you would even think that you would even be on Tyler's side.
I'm not even on. This is not about Tyler. I'm just saying her. Why would she come out because her child's father's on TV? Why would she decide that it's a good idea to tell the whole world her private business, including her small children, that no one needs to talk? Why? She could have waited till he got off the show and told that girl personally. Like, why is she doing this on social media?
Well,
I
I
don't get
think
it.
other people online were like starting, like found her and like were
So
like starting to make videos about it, and she like wanted to clear the air.
no, I think I don't trust people that do that. I
And
don't.
she actually talked very highly about him. Like she was very nice about it.
But what's her motive? I don't get
Exactly.
it.
That's why there is no motive.
There's a motive.
No.
It's shady. There's no reason. She should have gone about her life and mind her own business. Talked to him when he got off the show. Told the girl she wanted to tell the girl, but she doesn't need to go online and tell. That's private. Like, what is she doing? I don't get it. It's embarrassing for her kids too.
Well, yeah. Now her kids are gonna know.
And she's messing up his spot, like not respecting him.
Right, but he's fully a liar.
Or he just doesn't think she'll understand and wants to say it later. No, he's messed up for not telling that he
Yeah,
said
you need
with
to
the
stop defending him.
I'm not defending him. You brought him in. I'm only talking about the baby mama. You're conflating them.
Okay.
I don't forget about him. I'm saying that girl, I don't trust people that do that. That's one thing. I actually love them as a couple and I hope they work it out. They did get married.
And
So
they did get married.
they did get married.
I can't wait to see the reunion. I hope they actually ask questions because they never do. Those hosts kind of suck. They never ask the right questions.
Well,
But they need to ask
apparently,
her if she met the baby mama, if she met the kids, how she
yeah.
feels about it.
Well, she's come out like on her socials and she basically is like scooting around it, ignoring it, talking about makeup. She's just like, I'm over here minding my own business. Like, it's almost like we're taking the high road. We love each other type of. I don't know if that's what she's doing, but that's what it feels like. I hope they work out. I think they're so cute together, don't you?
I will say that I thought they were going to be like my favorite couple.
Obsessed. I think he
And
really
like
loves
they were
her.
just gonna be smooth sailing because I do think they go well together. And he's really nice. I saw him talking to her father,
Yeah.
and he does seem nice.
I think he's so in love with her, and I think she's so in love with him. And he, like you said, treats her really well. He makes her coffee every morning. He dotes on her. Like I just really like them, and I think maybe he went into the experiment like not thinking he'll like meet anyone and really fall for. And then when he actually fell for
Mm-hmm.
her, maybe it flipped out. He flipped out. He's like, this girl's gonna dump my ass if I tell her this crazy ass story that doesn't even make sense when you say it. So let me just
Right.
try to tell her after.
That's true.
But what about his
Also, I
family?
will say when the baby mama was telling the story, um, he honestly sounded kind of like a good person because he didn't have to, like, it was a sperm donor. He
Yeah.
didn't have to be the father of the child, like the first one. And he was like, he took over, he helped her because he didn't want her to be a single mom. It's like, he does sound like a nice guy.
But that's what I'm saying. The baby mama sounds like a jerk. She's
Yeah.
giving me
Like,
jerk
after he
vibes.
did that for her, he's like
Right.
airing out his laundry
Like, why are
now.
you trying to hurt him?
Yeah.
She's giving jerk vibe. Jerky. She's giving like bitter, my wife left me, I'm gonna screw you up vibes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. That would be good to see. But I do think that, and then they went skydiving right before the wedding, which was so cute. She's like, ever since I was a little girl, I said if I ever get married, that I'm gonna skydive because if we could get through that, like that's like symbolic.
Oh, cute.
Oh my god, I love them. They're
They
adorable.
are cute together. And she looks really sweet.
The only people that got married were him, Ashley, and Tyler, and then Taylor and Garrett. That's it.
Taylor and Garrett, did you see that both of their parents got married on that day too?
Oh my god, I have that written down right here.
That's like fate.
How's that possible? On
It's
the 13th.
crazy. They all got married on the same day. Both the
Well,
parents and now them.
on the same 13th, not like the same month.
Oh. It
No,
was
they
in the
only
same
got
month?
married on the 13th.
Oh.
That's what I saw.
Still a little crazy, but now it's
It would
not
have
as
been
crazy.
even no, that would have been more than crazy. That would have been like, oh god, like what is
Well,
this?
that's why I was freaking out, but now it's not. That's kind of
Her parents got
nothing.
married on the 13th, his parents got married on the 13th. And they're getting married on the 13th.
A little crazy, not as crazy as I thought.
Not as that would have been like, oh gosh. I
Yeah.
know.
Okay, are you seeing, do you like them as a couple?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you seeing, people are saying that when, because I didn't see this either, when she met his parents and his family,
Hmm.
that apparently the mom was crying the whole time.
Oh really?
Did
Who
you
said
see
that?
that?
Did I see that?
There were multiple people talking about it. So it happened. The
Like
mom,
crying, like just like teary eyed, like while they're talking?
like that they were moving too quickly, and people were
Yeah.
saying it's not because they're moving too quickly, it's because she saw that she's not white.
Well, that's people speculating or what?
Yes, people are
Okay.
speculating.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if
I
you
mean,
like
how
saw people talking about that.
unless she said that, we can assume.
I know, but people are just saying like they're like mad that it's an ethnic woman that he's dating because he made it a point to talk about it in the pods and how he's only dated white women, whatever. Even though
Interesting.
it was more her talking about race,
Yeah, I don't.
but
That's far fetched, and that's not
yeah,
a nice thing to assume about people. So I'm not going to assume that unless there was more evidence.
yeah,
And I don't think he would bring her home if he knows his parents. Like
yeah,
if your parents are that way, you're not going to even want to bring her home.
right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think people are reaching.
Yeah, and in camera, he's not going to do that.
Yeah,
But juicy, Tim and Alex, the ones that were always at each other's throat, the other black couple.
yeah. I forgot they didn't last.
That guy dropped her like a bad habit. So this is what happened. So when they went to meet her dad was the one with MS, right? Like he had the health
Mm-hmm.
condition. He was like he did everything. He went to the grocery store. He cooked. He barbecued. He did the dishes. Like he really put a lot of effort, and he was very like nice with her family. So then when they go to see, so when his parents come into town, like they drove or flew or whatever, like they they traveled to see him and her, and apparently, because she's the one with the messy house, remember? She's the one that has
Yeah.
the house. Okay. So when the parents come to see them, apparently she just like didn't put much effort, did the thing, and the minute the cameras shut off, she went to sleep. She went to take a nap. And his parents are
Like
still
while the parents were there.
yeah. He dumped her ass. He's like
After he dumped her right after that.
right after that. So then they have a like they get back home and like she's sitting on the couch. He's like I want to talk to you. She's like he's like I need you to sit down. So he's telling her I did all this and like you went to sleep. Like my parents traveled all this. He's like I don't want to be with someone that has zero consideration for me. Like sorry. And then she was just like you're breaking up because I took a nap. And he's like,
Not understanding.
I'm like
Oh.
she does look like she embodies the epitome of like a lazy dirty,
Mm-hmm.
not dirty, messy girl. Like, come on. Like, she
Yeah.
probably puts the least effort, is like one of those people you have to pull, like, to do stuff. So that was probably the last straw on his end.
Right.
But it was just so funny because he's just sitting there, like, Yeah, like it's over. Like there was no conversation. He's just like,
Well,
whatever. She's like, what? Are you sure you made your mind? He's like, there's nothing else to say. Like I'm like done. He's like,
wow.
it was so. I don't know why I thought it was so funny. It was hilarious. She was shocked. She was completely shocked. She's like, you don't
Wow.
want to even think about it. Like he's like, I'm outie. He goes,
Ooh.
I never want to see you again. He was done. It was very funny.
I mean, honestly, good
Oh,
for him.
yeah.
Knows his worth.
I don't know. I just thought it was hilarious. I couldn't even take it. Oh, Garrett and Taylor had a little drama. So that little get together that I'm telling you people got together, going into the party, I guess he tells her like an ex-girlfriend or someone he talked to texts him or something, and he tells her like an ex or something or a girl I dated text me, and she's like, "Did you respond?" And he said that he just liked it. Like you know how you press down and like it. And she had a meltdown. Taylor had a full meltdown. And you would think that she caught him like it's literally
Cheating.
yeah, like an ex texts you, she doesn't know you're in a relationship. So it's not that big of a deal. I don't know. Like
Well, yeah, and he told her,
yes.
was fully transparent.
So she almost couldn't go into the party because she was so distraught. But then
Oh
they
my
go into the
gosh.
party and he's telling another couple about the ex texting him, whatever. And then he says that he responded that he's with someone else. She's like, wait, you responded? You said you didn't respond. You said you just liked it. All hell broke loose. She had a full blown meltdown in the bathroom. Yeah.
Okay, so this girl's a little. That's like a red flag, no?
I thought it was funny because it's like they're so non dramatic. They're so boring that even their drama was the silliest thing I've ever seen in my
Right.
life. Like, this is not real, people. Like, what?
Maybe she just needed some drama. They needed to get a fight out or something.
Apparently, she's been cheated on and she has very big trust issues. So
Well,
that
that's
to
not
her was
good.
like, but she wasn't being reasonable. Like,
That's not, yeah, that's not good because future situations she probably won't be reasonable.
I thought that would. I was laughing. I was like, okay. She's like, we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. I need a moment. Like, I can't.
Oh my gosh.
So that was their drama. All right. Who do you think? Do you think? Well, only two got married. Last time, only one got married.
Yeah, I think these people will stay together unless that girl ends up being like way too insecure after hearing the story. But I think they'll end up. I think both of them will stay together
I
for a
know.
while.
Last season, it was only one, and they're still together. Amy and that guy.
I
Remember?
remember.
Amy with the long, and then the guy with the he looked like Johnny Depp with the blonde hair, short.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So they're still together. So that's cute.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch that are still together. So I think this is a great,
Um,
successful.
did Leo go to the party ever? Oh,
Leo
I
and
wonder if
Brittany
people see
never
Leo.
went and participated.
I need that girl to tell her story. I need her to get on a podcast or something. Their story ended way too quick.
She didn't like him. He gave her the egg.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Marissa and Ramses are the ones I want to see because she was truly heartbroken. She was a mess.
I think she was on Files.
She was, but she was on Biofiles before this season finale came out, so she couldn't talk about it.
Oh.
She could only talk about like what we've seen. So she basically said that while she was in the moment, like it wasn't as shocking to her in the moment what he was doing as it was when she watched it back. So I'm saying when you're in the moment, it's hard
Yeah.
to see, especially if you're trying to be like a good partner and supportive. So, and she looks hot now. Like all of them, like they all do a glow up after. So,
Right. Well, love is slightly blind.
and Steven and Monica was a bust. So only two couples standing, but it's an experiment that works. It's very successful. There's a lot of happy
Well,
couples.
you're the only person who thinks this works. They just happen to not be disgusted by each other, but there is not one couple that like I don't know.
What are you saying?
Like, I think the people are actually attracted to each other, the people who last.
You're not understanding what the experiment is. It's not love is blind, period. It's get to the blind part that you never get to in real life. So then you can, if the other
Right.
stuff works, then it's a full package.
Okay.
Can do I need a PSA announcement? Like, people, dude, look at all these successful couples. They're amazing. There's so many successful couples that are married, have kids.
I do think that they need to vet them better.
How?
I don't
I
know.
mean,
They
think
need to
about it.
talk to more of their
You
friends.
can't like stalk them at their house. Like, you got to take their word for it and just do the criminal background check. But there's no way to tell if they have kids or
You can,
ex
like,
girlfriend.
interview their friends or something. I don't know.
You know how many people they go through? That's too much work for each individual.
Yeah.
But I've heard on The Bachelor there was one that had like a restraining order with his ex or something, and they didn't catch that. So when the girl got together with him, that was a problem.
Like, I feel so bad for, what's the one that has, like, this crazy sex problem?
Steven?
Yeah, him and I forgot the girl's name.
Monica.
Monica. I feel so bad for her when she was crying because she was like, "You literally wasted my experience.
Yeah,
Like, you cheated on me right when we got together. Like, a complete waste of her experience." So, yeah, I feel bad for couples like that.
I know. Because you go on this great, like, what could be such a great experience, and like
Mhm.
they ruin it, and it wasn't ruined just because they didn't like you. It was ruined because they're a fraud.
Right. Like, it's not like they, like, just couldn't work it out. Like,
Right.
it's literally because you suck as a person.
I know.
And
I
you know
know.
you're a cheater.
It would really suck to go on the show and like you pick the wrong person, you see him after, you're like, that's the love of my life, and I lost him. Oh my god.
I know. You have between two, and then, yeah, no, that would suck.
That's what happened with the girl that ended up with the F boy. Remember?
Jessica?
Jessica and that guy, they would have totally ended up together. I wholeheartedly believe that.
They could have worked out.
And now look at her doing the same thing with F boy.
Nah. Now she's like with F boys.
But that's a part of the experiment that's amazing. Like it's like it's just like a path you'll never go down on your own.
Right. Like she's ending up with F boys because she finds them attractive. And that's why like the real world isn't working for her. But like if Jimmy would have picked her,
Jimmy,
that's
yes.
something like she wouldn't have gone to him in real life. But they would have worked out.
In a really good, healthy way.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm telling you, I'm obsessed. I love it.
Alrighty. That is all.
All right, so reunion, end of the month,
Is it? Okay.
the
Exciting.
30th. The 30th, the day before Halloween.
Okay.
So we'll be doing that, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.